Whiteskycloud. I'm a psychic medium and paranormal investigator, and my show is called Between Two Worlds Radio on the LNM Radio Network. I'm on Tuesday nights from 9 o'clock to 11 p.m. Come and join me on the Pacific Time. We talk about the paranormal, alternative health, and other subjects that can actually mess with your mind. And you can join us on the LNM Radio chat room. Come and listen. We'll see you there.
Welcome everyone. I'm Derrick Whiteskycloud, and this is Between Two Worlds Radio on the LNM Radio Network. I was waiting for my intro, worked out really, really good. I hope everybody actually recovered from the New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. Now we are officially 2019. Yeah, and what I've decided to do is also to do some, I guess you'd say, predictions as well as psychic readings. I'm going to have open lines later on in a few minutes. I also want to acknowledge also the our LNM radio network affiliates. That's the High Point Radio 1620 AM. That's 100.5 FM on the up in New Jersey, New York, as well as Pennsylvania and West Virginia. Also acknowledge WCET 101.7 Columbia, South Carolina, KOY 1230 in Phoenix, Arizona, and also KYAH 540 AM in Utah. That's Utah's Talk Authority. And also the KHVH 830 AM in Honolulu, Hawaii. Aloha. And yeah, it's been really, really good. I've been looking forward to actually be coming back here and acknowledging 2019 is officially now January the 1st. Yeah, my show's back on January 1st. 2019, not bad. And I'm sure everybody's recovering or sort of recovered. Sort of like, what can I say? Like, I'm sure some of you guys actually went out, had a really great time celebrating, bringing the New Year's. Everybody, it was kind of funny because actually I was listening to the girls at the L&M last night. They had a show called The Four Drunk Women, or whatever. I'm not sure what they call it, her title. But it was hilarious. These girls stayed on for 6 hours.
It was four drunk broads, Derrick.
Four drunk broads. Okay, the word broads.
Just so you know, there's going to be another version of that show. I don't know what the title is going to be, but for Valentine's Day.
Okay, Valentine's Day. So they're going to do it again, and you know what? It's going to be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife is slipping in here, bringing myself a cup of coffee. We're Facebook Live. I also want to acknowledge everybody in the Facebook Live chat room. Thank you everybody for joining me. This is what we're doing. We're trying to combine the chat room with the LNM radio network, and also like I said tonight, I'm doing readings. And anybody actually really wants to get a full 1 hour reading, you're more than welcome. Go to my website. That's whiteskycloud.com, and you can also call me up if you want to make an appointment. I do phone readings as well all across the world, so it's not something they just have to be there face to face all the time. And what a lot of people are asking right now is predictions. Yes, I am making predictions, world predictions, so to speak, as well as we will be taking phone calls. So if you guys are interested in wanting to call in to the station number is, let's see, what was that number again?
I have it for you, Derrick.
Okay,
The station number is 202-559-7943. That's 202-559-7943.
Okay, there we go. 202-559-7943. If you want to call in the number, you're more than welcome to call for a reading. I do only allow one question, so if you guys are interested also want to make contact with your loved one, I try to do my best to make contact for you. That's something what I do. A couple weeks ago we did this. And I guess according to after we finished doing the show of the last 2 hours, everyone had a great time. I'm thanking them for that. So we're going to decide to do this again and see what happens. So if you guys are interested in wanting to call in, we'd love to hear from you. I'm actually based out of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Those are actually asking find out where I'm from. So I'm actually from Canada, so I'm not too far from our locals. And but if you guys are wanting to get a reading, you're more than welcome. You got to call in. So this is not a chat room reading. This is not something like I go to Facebook and say, "Can I have a reading?" You need to phone in because I need to hear your voice. I can actually do the reading with Facebook, but I like you to hear your voice. And the reason why, because our listeners and our viewers like to hear you. So it's kind of cool. It's a good thing to do. That's what I do. So if you want to phone in, area code 202-559-7943. And what I'll do is I'll actually type it in the chat room here, so then you'll know. Let's see, 559. 7943. Okay. Should have done this a little earlier when I started, but I ended up being so busy. So that's the number you can call in, folks. If you want to come get your reading, love to hear from you. Now, predictions for 2019 is quite interesting because everyone right now today have been wondering about what's going on in France, why there's so much violence there, what's going to happen in the end results of this regarding the United States, and is Trump going to carry on being president? All these crazy things. You're expecting to hear a prediction of sorts. So,
and we have a call.
We do have
Johnny.
a caller.
This is Johnny. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Not too bad.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you. Is this live?
You're live.
Okay. So we're here just calling in, and I'm going to have to cut the volume here in the back.
Yeah.
Elizabeth wanted to ask a question for a reading in 2019 here, if you have any predictions or any messages for her about her mediumship development that she's doing.
Hi, Derrick. How are you?
I'm
Happy
good.
New Year.
Happy New Year to you guys. Did you guys have a great time last night?
Yes, we did have.
And you
And I
went.
have to say, we had a great time last night, but we had an even better time recently at the First United Spiritualist Church, where we got to witness you give incredible messages from Spirit, which were probably the most profound and incredible messages I've ever seen a medium in front of people give for confirmation of Spirit. It was absolutely amazing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. You were there, I know. I remember. You guys are in the front row. Or close to the front row.
No, I kid you not. Everybody listening to the show, this was absolutely amazing. Derrick came out and he gave people the names of who passed away from behind them. He gave the descriptions of how they died, where they were from, very specific characteristics. There was no fishing like you see on some of these TV mediums and others. I mean, he just came out there and nailed it. And it was absolutely incredible because he looks over into our area. And Elizabeth here is Hungarian. And he says at one point, there is a Mary. And he was already talking about Hungary. He was bringing up Hungary. And he said there's a Mary. And he sees her connected to something to do with her passing, connected to water. And Elizabeth's thinking, she's from Hungary. She goes, well, I kind of have a sister named Maria. Like, she's thinking Mary, there's a connection there. And after the girl from behind us that nobody knew her about her story, she comes out and she says, well, my mother, her name is Mary, and I have this gold chain on my neck, the letters M-A-R-Y, and she drowned in water, and she's from Hungary.
Yeah.
So stuff like that was absolutely incredible.
Well, besides that, before, I also said to her before I talked to you guys that her message was, you need to learn to scry the water, not cry in the water. You need to scry the water because water is going to be important to you in your future. And that's also what surprised her. So it's
It was amazing. And then people from all sorts of different backgrounds. I mean, there's people you picked up from Scotland. You picked up connections, and they said, "Oh my goodness!" The two ladies sitting there. The one goes, "I was just about to. I'm going to Scotland this year, and you're pulling Scotland out of the."
Well, she was going to Scotland.
Other people.
She said she was going to Scotland in 2 weeks. I'm going like, really?
You were telling them about this. It was unbelievable. Then there was another lady that you started telling them about the ages of the people passing, and there's a cigar connection. Everything was just so right on the money. It was unbelievable. I mean, everybody that walked in that room, if they were a skeptic when they came there, they left a believer. It was incredible.
That one regarding the cigar part, I said, yeah, I said, your father, when he passed, he will leave you a scent in the house and it smells like cigars, because I think your father was a cigar smoker. She says, yeah, definitely, he was a cigar smoker. And I said, so has he been leaving scent of smell of cigar in your house since he's passed away? She goes, yeah, it's kind of strange. It actually is in my house. That's your dad's presence is in the house. So that gave her indication, knowing that her father's around.
It was amazing. You know, Derrick, it was absolutely incredible, because over the years I've seen various spiritualist ministers at spiritualist churches give these demonstrations. I've seen various performances. The way that you came out there, it was just your technique, your delivery, the abilities. You've demonstrated once and for all that, you know, this was absolutely real. And I think what was really great about that is that if anyone was there looking for confirmation of spirit, and they were looking for confirmation that what you were doing was real and that there was an afterlife, you gave it to everybody there, which was a wonderful gift.
I had a lot of fun doing it. So I wanna get Elizabeth to hear this. Okay.
Okay.
Now, it's something that I had seen here. You're going to have, and I'm going to tell you this right now, my dear, you have just started to have awakenings, and since we saw you last at the church, you've been having really vivid dreams, and the dream has been keeping you up all night, so to speak. You had a hard time sleeping last night.
Yeah, since the church, I can't sleep.
Okay.
Like, I have so busy dreams. Like, I'm so busy at night.
Yeah.
I can't sleep since then.
Yeah, and the reason why you're having a hard time sleeping, it's move that light over. The reason why you're having a hard time sleeping, because now spirits start to train you. They're starting to make contact, work with you, and you're training. And that's when I find it's important, because now that you're starting to train, they're working with you from the other side. There is a man here who I want to let you know that this is coming from your grandmother, but she's actually telling me about your dad, and that you need to make amends with dad. Like, you need to clear the air, because you're still carrying like a basically it's like there's a grumpy you that's still has not resolved with dad yet. Whatever it was that he had said to you when you're quite young, you're still carrying this burden on your shoulder, and that you're not responsible for your family, and this is what your father had left you. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. This is something that you need to let go. It's not your responsibility. The man that you're responsible for now in your life is the man that you've married, and also it's like you're learning to learn about gratitude. But gratitude is of having gratitude of yourself, not for others. I'm talking about, this is about you. You need to start taking care. This is called me time now, okay? And it's important that you need to work on the me time. That's the important part. You understand?
Thank you, Derrick. You are right.
Yeah.
You were right on the money.
And it's also don't let your dad get to you. Don't let your father get to you. Like, sometimes you're feeling kind of lonely, have to say, well, I need to call home and see how they're doing. You're trying to look for their approval and saying, well, here I am and you're there, but you will not always have approval no matter what you do that's right. Okay? It's something that you need to let go, because they already know what you've accomplished in this country. They've already known what you've accomplished with this relationship with this man, and you're going to do even far greater. In fact, you're going to actually outdo your family in a very good way. But when you have a chance to talk to them, in time, your father's going to learn to say, I love you more as a daughter than just, okay, well, just keep on going.
Oh, wow.
Do you understand?
Sounds good to me. Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
So that's something that I feel that you need to work on. But once you've learned, once you've let go of those feelings of burdens, because this makes you a stronger being, okay? And it once you've learned how to use your psychic mediumship skills, it's going to change your life completely, because you're going to end up learn how to slow down and listen, where you're not in a hurry, and Spirit's going to help give you that guidance, because they're going to help guide you in it through meditation, but they're also guide you through your sleep. Most people's mistake that they make in this life, they always think that that meditation is the only way they get guidance from Spirit. That's not entirely true. You do get guidance even from your sleep, your dream time. I know we have callers calling in, but can you please mute your phone so that we don't overwhelm the sound? Thank you very much.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds amazing to me.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
That's amazing. And Derrick, before you get to the next caller, I was wondering if I could get a tiny question to see if you pick up something to start this 2019 off for me.
Yeah.
The other night when we were at the church, you said some incredible things. You just nailed it out of the park for me, the messages that you gave me from my grandfather, from the guides around me. But you told me something incredible, and you've told me this a couple times now, more than one time. You told me that the stuff that we're doing coming up on Egypt is going to be incredible, and the guides that are coming along for this are also teaching and guiding, but so are the extraterrestrials.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you could elaborate further on either the messages coming through from the extraterrestrials, or I have an uncle that just passed. Do you get any messages from either the ETs or him? Either of them come through right now.
Okay. I want to say, who's the George in your side of the family?
Oh, I have a George on my mom's side.
Okay. Now, is he passed away? He's still here?
I haven't checked. I think he might be still here, but yeah, he's my mom's brother.
Okay. I want to bring this up because this is how I make connection with the factual family. Okay. So that's your mom's brother. That would be your uncle. Now, but this is the other uncle that you had just passed. That's from your dad's side. Do you understand?
Yes, yes. On my dad's side, it's an uncle connected to that side. That's right.
Okay. What is his name?
Kurt.
Bert?
Kurt.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kurt. C-U-R-T?
Yeah. I think it's because of K.
Okay. K-U-R-T. Kurt. I'm going to see if I can see him. Kurt. Okay, where are you, bro? Okay, he's telling me that he wanted to pass away at home. Did he pass away at home?
He passed away in a home care facility, like a place where they take care of you really nicely. But it was a home-like setting. It was a more comfortable setting.
Okay, because he did not want to pass away in a hospital. He wanted to pass away at home. So basically, he knew it was his time. But
yeah,
let your father know, let your family know that Kurt now is fine in spirit. He's not suffering, and he talks about he talks about his lungs and his breathing was very raspy before he left this world. It could be he was having trouble for about 7 days before he crossed over. Do you understand?
That's right. It was a cancer.
Okay.
Cancer.
But it was the last 7 days that made it hard on him the most, and he said it affected his lungs and his I want to say the lungs are really, really heavy. Okay, so
yes.
It's like it's raspy. Okay, there's a difference between oxygen, but he didn't even want oxygen. He just wanted to breathe. He just wanted to have like free things away from his face. Do you understand?
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. He also wants me to tell you. Okay, he's following you around right now. Okay.
Interesting.
And at one point, he's actually telling me that you were looking at him as a favorite uncle, but you have another favorite uncle.
Yes, I have some, and he recently I had a gift passed down from him. I'll tell you about it later when I see him in person.
Yeah.
But I had a gift passed down to him that is more of an esoteric nature after he died. So I wonder if he wanted it to come to me.
It is up to you if you want it. That's what he's saying.
It's
a choice. He's telling me it's a choice of your. It's a choice of your own if you want it.
I know what that means. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a choice of your own. It's almost like saying, like, don't carry the guilt about what you're going to take. It's not a problem of yours. It's an issue from the family, but it's not your responsibility. Do you understand?
Yeah, no, I understand. I understand what that means. The path that he's kind of passing forward there.
Yeah, but the thing is that your work is going to be gangbusters. I want to go gangbusters. It's going to go big. I mean, really big. And you're going to go. Holy crap! I'm telling you. The way I'm seeing the scene is if you're coming out of a limousine and you're going to a place that they're doing a huge presentation, like lots of people, your autographs, you're giving autographs, that sort of thing. It's almost like going to Hollywood, but you're not in Hollywood. Okay.
Well, thank you, my friend.
But it relates to film, so you're going to be doing a documentary, and it will be, and you'll be part of it. You're going to be part of this documentary, whether you are the one of the people that does a documentary or participant. I know very well that you're participating in it, or you could also be narrating it. One of the two, but it's going to be big.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that confirmation.
Okay.
And if you don't mind, before, I know there's a lot of people waiting for you, and I appreciate your time. But do you get anything about the extraterrestrials that you talked about? Because both you and I have a connection to the extraterrestrials, and I know that you said they were coming up the other night.
Well, someone sent me a video, which was rare for them to do it, and they said, "Derrick, do you know this man?" And I said, "Yes, I do." And they said they felt themselves for me to look at this video. And I said, okay. So I watched about the first, I would say, 10-15 minutes of it, and I went, holy crap, I know what he's talking about. I know what he's saying. So anything that relates to the video I actually sent it to you. That video,
I know what you're talking about.
Video relates to everything I've been talking about since the last 20 years.
That's right.
Okay. So, and they were discovering it the last 10 years. So everything is doing exactly what I've already told you and told others 20 years ago. So you need to make contact with this fellow, where you need to make a trip and go see him, go to that location and go see him and witness what you need to experience.
Okay, I understand that. I understand that part completely.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that.
Give him a call.
What's it?
Give him a call, but you will be busy.
Yeah.
We do have our listeners that want to listen in. Please actually mute your phone. Thank you very much.
Yeah, definitely. Listeners got stuff going in the background.
Our listeners they got their phone on. Got feedback.
Derrick, we're gonna keep listening to the show, but we're definitely gonna have to sit down for a visit with you and chat in the next little while. We'll talk about a lot of these great things. But I want to thank you for everything, and I know this is going to be a great 2019 for you, for the show, for all the stuff you're doing, and thank you so much for all that you're doing to give people hope of spirit and demonstrating again and again that spirit is real.
Thank you, and I will see your lovely wife on Saturday.
That's right. Yeah. She can't wait. And everybody, if you want to learn how to become a psychic medium, you want to get a reading, you want to take it to the next level, you need to go to Whiteskycloud.com and keep listening to this program. Thanks, Derrick.
Okay, take care, guys. You're welcome.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye. What I'm doing, folks, actually this coming Saturday for the next 8 weeks, from all of Saturday of January, all of Saturday in February, there's 8 weeks of course. I'm doing a psychic medium workshop. And I'm training folks how to use their psychic skills, and even those that are advanced in the psychic field and they want to improve their skills even more. That's what I do. I train people to excel in their skills. So we have another caller, the caller after this one, and that would
code 604.
604. So who was the caller? 604.
I am, you think?
Hello.
Is it me?
Probably you. Who am I talking to?
Hi, Derrick. Hi, it's Angel.
Hi, Angel. Long time no hear, my dear.
Yeah, definitely. So I've just been listening into your show, and I totally, completely trust you. So just,
Well, of course you would. I've known how many years have I
yeah.
how many years have I known you?
Oh my God, a lot, Derek, a lot, and quite a few, pretty much, yeah, a long time. So,
Okay.
speaking of which, of how many years, we've got a few more years coming, right? So, I trust you. You know, I've been trusting Spirit, and this has been pretty heavy. So, I value you, respect you, and so I'm being guided to call in, because I did say I wanted a card, but then you said I had to call in, so I'm calling in. Then you answered.
Okay.
If anything is coming for you, for me, for the new year, like, is there anything that I need to know? Anything, any messages that I may not be getting myself?
Well, one thing I want to say this to you, and if, like I said, if we have any listeners back there, please please mute your phones so that I don't hear any feedback. Okay. Okay. Somebody, we have a person that has the unknown phone number is actually is not muting their phone. Please mute your phone so we don't hear your voice. Thank you very much. So we get feedback here in the studio.
Yeah, it's really hard to hear you on my end too.
Yeah.
But it's I'll focus on what you're saying.
Okay,
right?
you don't have to focus on anything. I'll just tell you, my dear. Don't worry about it. Not to worry. Okay, so what I'm going to say here. Okay, what I want to say here is this year is going to be your year of relationships. Okay. This is where you'll start to talk about wanting to get more serious with someone in your life.
Okay.
Okay. This is what I'm being shown here. Are you in a relationship with anyone right now?
No.
Okay.
I'm single. I've been for a few years now and been pretty good about it. My luck hasn't been the greatest.
No, it's not the idea of luck, my dear. Here's the thing. I mean, you yourself, you practice a skill in your being psychic yourself, but it's not the word luck.
Mm-hmm.
It's that a lot of men are attracted to your energy of what you do.
Yeah.
And so they're attracted to that, right? And it only can last for so long, but they themselves too have to remember that they cannot control you and tell you, well, if I'm going to be with you, you got to quit this job or and go to something else. And that's not what it is. The person that you need to find, okay, is a person that is more spiritual, understanding, and that actually has very similar skills as you do. So then sometimes you have a tendency of tag teaming with. Okay. This will benefit you a lot.
What was the last part? Just that last part.
Okay. We got a caller in the background somewhere that actually is making lots of noise. We need to help. Please stop.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Is that you or somebody else?
No, it's not me. I'm sitting still. I'm not even moving.
Yeah, no. Somebody's got noise going. So if caller, if you can
keep... Okay, I just missed that last part, just those last few words about something that he's contributing to or what he's going to be bringing.
This year it's going to happen. Okay, just let me explain, my dear. This year it's going to happen, and it will start around March, the spring, between March and June. You're going to meet someone that's going to be very wanting to get your attention to actually spend some time with you. Now,
could this somebody I know already that I have known in the past, or
new? Let me tell you something, my dear. Your question is asking more like a person that's never had a reading before.
Obviously.
But you know what it is.
That's why I'm being guided to call you, and you're the one that's bringing the relationships up. And
that's what I'm doing. But
they're putting a spotlight on something.
Calm down. Calm.
Come on, Derrick.
Calm down. Calm down.
I'm calm. I'm calm.
Okay. Now here's what happens. Like I said, I'm being shown here between the month of February to the month of March, and that is where this new relationship is going to happen. I'm not going to say automatically he's going to say I love you, but this is where you're going to be making a connection at the time. But you're going to be going to there's actually some sort of a gathering, an event that you'll be doing a meetup where there's a whole bunch of people. This fellow here will show himself of intention of wanting to get to know you, okay? And that when he does wanting to get to know you, do not drop your head away and say, I'm not interested, and start walking away, because this is what you've been doing a lot lately. You've been stopping yourself from being in a relationship. You are, even though I know you don't like your heart to be broken, but not every guy is going to break your heart. Okay? And it's something because, and they're not going to challenge you because of who you are, as not just because you're a woman, but they're not going to challenge you because you have a skill. But they also, some men do feel intimidated because they think you can read their minds, and most people don't realize it. The only time a woman can read a man's mind is if she's with them for a long, long, long time, so to speak. And that is because if they're in a relationship as like husband and wife, and they get to know each other so close that they pretty well know each other so well. But the other than that, no man or woman can actually read a man's mind. That's not how it works. But we do like to see how our life is going and being guided. You will have a new guy in your life. He's actually going to be tall, so to speak, right? Actually taller than you, but very soft, nicely soft-spoken person, very spiritual person. You're going to enjoy his company a lot, and in fact, in one way you're going to say this to this person. This is how I'm remote viewing this. I see you actually. This person's going to say to you, have we met somewhere before? I get this feeling, I get this energy. And that you need to trust that part, because that's where you've actually have met somewhere, possibly past life, but the connection will be a strong one. So you need to trust that strong energy. And also in the month of June, okay, the June is going to be where you decide to get into a relationship, or be in the relationship as okay, well, maybe we'll go a little bit further with this besides just dating, go out for dinner, that sort of thing. It's going to work itself into that direction. Try not to sabotage this relationship. This one here, because you have a tendency of going, oh, this is too much for me, I can't handle it, and you drop it. And you got this guy here has been trying to get your back.
Just in all fairness, though, come on, I am very intuitive and I'm psychic, and I see have direction. So it's pretty easy to see the direction of where something is going to go. And I may not read their minds, and sometimes I don't want to. And
no woman or man can read each other's mind. That's what I'm just telling you. That's a false thing to think, right? But we do like to trust. We do like to trust their capabilities of being a very trustworthy person, right? And that's what you're looking for, someone that you can actually have trust in and be in a relationship with, right? So that's going to happen. That will come up. Now, there is something I want to tell you, that this coming, again, start from June. Also, June's going to be also bigger for you too, that you'll be involved in a very big event, a large event, where people are going to actually ask you to travel with them. And you'll be busy doing what you're doing, not the common job, but you're doing something else. Okay?
Okay.
And when that happens, you're going to be so busy.
Okay. I just want to give you a little bit of feedback on part of your reading there about the event or something in April. I am going to Toronto to do a big event, and I think you remember there was this gentleman that I've known ever since I was a teenager. He's been resurfacing every once in a while, but I don't trust it, kind of. You know what I mean? But he's always there somewhere.
Yeah.
So I'm not really too worried about the relationship part, because I think I really focused on the relationship that I have with myself. So I'm open, right? I'm not going to sabotage it. But at the same time, I'm tired of minimizing who I am, my growth. I don't want to compromise any of that. So instantly, if I feel like any part of my future or what I have to offer is going to be threatened or tried to be controlled or manipulated, or they have a sour taste in their mouth of my success or intimidated, man, I'm sorry, Derrick. It's all going to shut down. And it's not a question of sabotaging. It's just knowing that that relationship's not going to work.
But this is what I'm trying to tell you. It's not going to happen anymore. Okay?
Okay. Good. I'm looking forward to it.
Take your heart shield down, girl, and enjoy this one.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I will. Of course. It's time. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I trust you. And I'm not worried about the relationship. I know my career is really good. Everything's good. Spirit is pretty happy, right?
Yeah.
So, right? And then, I'm just...
enjoy your 2019, because this is going to be your busiest year. I mean, really, you're going to be so busy.
Derrick, I'm already busy. Like, they thank God they give me time, right? Like, they give me time.
Yeah.
That's probably why I've had the last 2-3 weeks with no work, no worries, no nothing. Everything, they have it so that everything is covered, that I could just sit here and be quiet. And I know that when that happens, it's because they're going to have me going like crazy. And I'm prepared for all of that, right? So I just wanted to phone in and say hey and thank you. And, you know, I really do appreciate you. I have so much respect for you. And, yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm hoping that we can work together in the new year, too, somehow. I've got a couple of projects that I have on the go, waiting for some green lights. And so, yeah.
Have fun with it.
I'll be looking forward. I'll talk to, and then I'll try to come down and see you at the flea market, too. I was kind of hoping to come back there, so I hope that's all good for you there.
Okay.
And then, yeah, have a good night and Happy New Year, and say hi to Marina, and thank you.
You're welcome, my dear. You take care of yourself.
Yeah, I'll see you soon. Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Okay, bye. Bye, everyone.
Oops. I lost everybody. Everybody's back? I lost people.
Oh, we're back. We have the unknown phone number that we called in just before.
Okay, the unknown phone number. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. What's your first name?
Hi, it's Mandy.
Hi, Mandy. How's it going?
It's going really well.
Happy...
I met you about 20 years ago.
20 years ago?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
That's been a long time.
Yeah, it is.
So what can I do for you?
I was just curious about my career for 2019.
Okay.
What's going to be happening? And thank you so much in advance, too. I appreciate it.
No problem. Your 2019 year, you can actually talk about doing 2 jobs in the summertime, spring and summertime. And it's what you're going to be going through is like a choosing between 1 or 2 or take them both at the same time. It's a choice. And I'm not going to say that you're known as jobs. This is more like career moves. Okay, so that's something that you have always wanted to do, but you kept putting it off for so long. Do you understand? Okay.
Yeah.
The other part of it is part of that career you're talking about. It also relates to going back to school, because I'm seeing showing a little bit of education, not 2, 3, 4 years. This is something just more like updating or upgrading what you need to know as far as, say, a course is concerned.
Okay, that makes sense.
This will help you get what you need. And I'm also seeing you gathering things in. It's almost like as if you're collecting and selling, or collecting and giveaways, one of the two. But I'm seeing that you're collecting in. And it's something that's done, that's what it gets to say, it's rare that most people don't know. But it's something that you will know and how to deal with it.
Okay.
Okay? So it's a collection. I'm not sure it's all to do with, could be antiques, or it could be ornaments, or it could be items of themselves, but you're bringing them in and you are reselling them. It's almost like you're turning them over. That could be a business in itself. I'm not sure, but that's just how I'm seeing it.
Yeah, that's actually right. I've been collecting things for the past year with crystals and clothing, and I'm going to be selling them this year.
Okay, that's what this is. It's a collecting and you're reselling them. So, but it's going to be a small market or small store market. It's not always out of your house. It's going to be where someone will offer you a place that it's like a small little area that you will be turning things, or like, you know, buying and selling and turning over. But it's it's how do you say this? It reminds me of retro. Okay, I'm hearing the name retro, so I'm not sure what that means. But if that's retro, that means you got something that you're talking about wanting to, I guess you'd say, you might want to bring it into your store. Something about might be bringing something that's maybe antique and you're flipping it over. But to me, it looks like fashion wear of some sort, or fashion design, but it relates to retro.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. That
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah. And also I'm being shown materials like scarves. There's items that shows me like custom design or something like this, but it also is a turnover. Yeah. So again, these are all things that will be coming in as will come down through the time. Like it'll be just not immediately, but it will come later. But it'll like it's just little bit things you're bringing in. But as it's coming in, it's going to be a really busy year for you too. Like people don't realize 2019 is going to be one of the most busiest years for everyone. This is actually a year of giving, a year of just marketing. It's a year of enjoyment and a year of celebration. You know, it's more than what, like 2018 was more like letting go, like you're just finishing off the year. And 2019 it's all to do with like brand new ideas, new thoughts, new beginnings, new offerings. All that's going to be coming all at you all at once.
Yeah, it feels like almost like an unleashing of what we've harvested for the last, several years or year or so.
Yeah. Enjoy your trip to California, by the way.
Yes. Do you see anything with the schooling to do with energy work?
Yeah, that probably what this is, because it shows me like how I'm seeing it is no more than 2 years. It's like you're learning, like you're learning the skills. Okay, you're learning whatever you need to take, but it's not something that stays with you. Like it's not something that you have to study for, like like a regular common university. It's like you're taking a course or whatever it is that's going to help you a whole lot. That once you've learned about it. Or like once you've learned that you took the training, that makes you actually better at what you do, and this is going to help you go to the next step.
Okay, because I was just marinating on if I should sign up for a shamanism course this month, actually. So it's a bit earlier than spring, but you've actually been one of the inspirations, because I've met, I guess, 4 shamans now. And I was actually just thinking about you recently, and my friend just messaged and said you were live tonight.
Well, like knowingly, if you like, that's all part of the healing. And when they talk about shamanism, like some people get really, they misunderstand the name shamanism. Like my teachings, I grew up with it. Shamanism is actually my training was you grew up with it. It's not something you're not being trained by a teacher and you train them for 6 months and say now you're a shaman. That's not how it works. You have to learn on with family, with people, elders that work with you in the community. You're learning how to understand your nature, learning how to work with spirit. And shamanism also is working with the people on the other side in the spirit world, and having to be able to travel to those dimensions and make contact with them and to work with them and to help people from the other side, to show them or to share with their guidance, just like as a medium, same way. That's like a shaman, because you have the ability to talk to people across over on the other side. That's what it's all about. So shamanism isn't just about healing, like as in hands-on healing, or your medicines is part of it, but not all of it. So if you ever looked at some of the originalities, every indigenous person, for example, who practiced shamanism is different. Shamanism actually was taken derivative actually from we're dealing with like the Navajo in a lot of the south of the United States, and also a lot of shamanism relates to Machu Picchu, places like those, Mexico. South America, those was most commonly for shamanism. That's where the word shaman came in. But the thing is that it's not as much the word shamanism that's important for you to learn. What's important is to learn how to understand and how to use the healing to work with people that way. So I've been doing it for more than 30 years, and you just know what you're guided to do and trust your guidance. Most people make that mistake. You got to trust your guidance of how you proceed in your healing. Okay, whatever you're guided to learn or guided to do, even in dream time, and you got to learn your dream times, because there are times that you're going to end up, once you accept your skill as a healer, the spirits are going to come to you and they're going to talk to you. And there is one, I'll give you an example. When I started getting into this many years ago, a spirit came to me and showed me a medicine bag. And they told me I had to reach inside the medicine bag. So I reached inside the medicine bag and I pulled out a crystal. And they told me I had to pray to the crystal. So I prayed to the crystal, and then the crystal evaporated into my hand. Then they said, go back in there and do it again. So I'm reaching inside and I'm praying to all these crystals. The bag is if, it's constantly, I just keep on going to this medicine bag and keep on the crystals out constantly. And I'm doing the prayers. And I'm thinking to myself, now, why am I doing these prayers consistently? It's because it comes from the earth, and it's teaching us to not to be afraid or intimidated by how we use our prayers, because people believe, some people have a belief system that a prayer represents religion, and it's not. A prayer is with intention of asking for help from the other side, and that the intention from healing is also offered from spirit from the other side. So there's even crystals that are in the spirit world that are even offering themselves to help you, guide you to do what you need to learn. So if you're learning about crystal healing, there are also crystals on the other side, and they're going to show you how the healing energy works.
Awesome.
So,
I want to say you're totally bang on.
Okay, so you're learning about balance as well, and this is what this whole thing's all about. And this is where year for you, this year is all to do with learning how to balance yourself and that balance your energies. And then also the other part of it is that you learn to protect yourself from others who actually like to feed off your energy from you, because there are people out there that'll have a negative way of life, and they're going to actually come up to you and they're going to say, Mandy, I need you to help me. Can you give? I need you to talk to you about something, and I'm going to dump all my talk to you. And next thing you know, they walk away. They feel really good, and they walk away, and you're going to go like, oh man, I feel like crap, because they dumped it on you because you offer the service as a healer. So the answer is to how to fix that is to say, it's not my stuff. It doesn't belong to me. I gave them the guidance, but I need to let go of it back to the earth, because the earth will take it from me, because that's why why we go to the earth. That's why we're earthing, that's why we're grounding, and that's what it's about.
Yeah, you are bang on with the whole schooling part. I mean, for anybody, I've done this ever since I could remember, but consciously doing it with the healing part since I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And I've taken a bunch of courses in advanced healing, all that, and I've come to the point where I'm actually at the same point I was before, where I ask myself, why am I getting this schooling? It's actually for other people. I feel like I did learn, don't get me wrong, but at the same part, you can't really teach this kind of stuff. It's like in you already, and you can read a book on it, but if you don't actually do the work, then you're not going to be doing it at all.
Books,
so that makes sense of the shamanism part.
Books can only do.
Because I wondered if I should be taking it, So that's interesting.
Well, it's as often as you learn a skill, the stronger you become. Like I always tell people, as often as you learn from other mediums or other psychics, to learn your skills, because sometimes they'll show you what they do, and then what you really do, what you are really doing is you're developing your own personality, and how you present yourself to that client or people, and that's how you become who you are. When someone walks up to you and said, "Oh my God, I can feel your energy from over there," that tells you that you're doing the right thing, okay? Because they'll never feel a negative energy. They just say, "Wow, your energy, like whoa," And I said, well, does it make you feel bad? No, like it makes me feel weird. It's because Spirit's working with me, okay? And it's the same thing with you, Mandy. You have the same skill. So don't worry about feeling intimidated, thinking or feeling wrong, as if someone says to you, your energy makes you feel weird. Not because of the bad ways, because they don't understand that you've been doing so much training, and you practicing your skills, that they themselves don't understand it. So you're just you're giving them some guidance. Say, well, I'm a healer, and I'll do what I can for you, whatever you're needing. And so, however you place your hands, or however you do your presentation with the client or whomever you're working with, or a group of people, they will notice it, because by the end of the day, they're going to say, "Wow, I can't believe I feel way better than I did before when I met them."
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
So,
I think it's like I'm not saying that people shouldn't get training or anything, but I think it's important that people take the training with
yes.
others for
Yeah.
themselves, not to have other people approve what they're doing because of a piece of paper that says that they're certified.
I had that
You know, to
problem,
do the
yeah,
things you want to do because you want to do them, not for other people.
many years
But I mean,
ago.
obviously, want to help other people too.
Definitely.
You know
I,
what I mean?
I understand. I understand. Because I mean, many years ago, when I wrote my book back in 2000, and I brought the book to a couple of bookstores, and you know, hoping that they would buy them and they would sell them out of the store. And the first thing they asked me, oh, it says here, shaman. Oh, okay. Are you certified? Certified like what? Well, do you have certified papers? I don't need for certified papers. Who are your teachers? My elders. Oh, that's not good enough. It has to be certified on paper. Like, what are you talking about? What gives you the right to tell me that I got to be certified? But see, this is how they're taught. They're believing that's how you have to be on a piece of paper. They've forgotten that there is a true natural nature healer that was raised from young, growing up. That's how I was taught. I was taught the old ways, not the ways of other people. Now, mind you, yeah, we do have people that travel from all across the United States, across the world, that want to train people like you, and they're offering them their services. And yes, that's just how things are. But mine was natural teachings. I didn't have to pay for anything, But my payment is I had to work for it. I had to physically, do things, labor it to learn how to understand it, and that's what we do. Get to give back. So what you learn, you give back, and so everything that you've learned or will be learning, you'll be giving back for the community. So not everything is always by fee. So, like, say for example, tonight, me doing this show, this I give back to the universe, because I'm giving gratitude for what they've done for me through all these years. So every year I do this, and on my shows I do this. So I always offer my services to many people.
Yeah, because it comes back tenfold, and some people can't afford to pay for it, so it helps with that too. I just want to say I'm really happy that you're still doing this, and that you were able to read for me tonight and for others too, because I really appreciate it, and I'm glad to see you're still out there doing your thing.
I am. But if you're interested, want to get a full reading and one like I do, I still offer that. If you
I would love that.
You can go on my website, Whiteskycloud.com. You can also give me a call and make an appointment. You're more than welcome to.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much again.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it.
Okay,
take care.
Take care,
I'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye. Yes, folks, I do teach, and I'm also doing psychic readings as well. Besides the show, I do psychic readings one-on-one. I offer that. If you want to find out, I charge $130 an hour, or $65 for half an hour. If you want to make contact with me to make an appointment, more than welcome to. You can go to my website, Whiteskycloud.com, or you can go down to Facebook and just say, Derrick, I want to get a reading from you. Can I, somehow I can do this. Now, at times, a lot of you guys are from out of town. If you can't come see me in person, I do phone readings, and it's not very hard. You can always set up a credit card system. It's easy to do, or e-transfer if you're Canadian. American doesn't work that way, but there's always a means and ways that we can always, I can always give you a hand and give you hands up, so to speak. So I'd love to hear from you guys. Also want to acknowledge everybody on there. Thank you so much for saying Happy New Year to me, and Happy New Year to you all. This has been a really, really nice, great night so far. We've already passed the first hour, and I'm having a lot of fun doing this. We had a lot of fun last night, like I said. I've been listening to these these girls having fun, and I'm sure a lot of you guys out there, you guys had a great time celebrating New Year's, bringing it in, and I'm sure. But we also need to do is acknowledge the folks that have been living, that are homeless, living in the streets, that were not unable to celebrate the New Year, and so to them it's just another day. We also need to acknowledge them, and to, if by some chance, if you if there's a person that's homeless out there that needs a hands up, folks, give them a bit of a donation, something, even food or whatever, or even clothing, a jacket, a coat to keep them warm, socks, warm socks, shoes, you never know. But if you're able to do that, love to hear, if you guys can have a chance to do that, would love you to do that for, our community is important. It's getting harder and harder now for a lot of our, for some reason, and I'll say a few words, for some reason our government doesn't like to hand out to the homeless as often as they say they don't or do. And I've been noticing this last couple of weeks, and to me it's kind of sad, because we all need to take care of each other. It's important, whether you are not a relative or not, it's important. And I've been giving a lot of my time for the community everywhere, and I enjoy doing it because, as far as I'm concerned, all you viewers and listeners out there are family to me. It's funny, and I'm sure you guys may understand this part. Sometimes you may not have a relative of your own that you call family. Once in a while we always have that falling out at Christmas time. Oh, here's my uncle, he's drunk again. Or he wants to vent again every year. And then you got your, and then you got your person that those people that just want to have a great time and celebrate themselves. And there are people that don't drink alcohol. They go out and just have fun because they enjoy bringing in the new year. And then there's people like my wife and myself this year. This is the first time actually we brought in the new year just watching TV and enjoying our night. It was great. First time we did this. We still brought the new year in together. But it was fun. When you reach people like around our age, we're not always going out partying, so to speak, but we enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It was nice. It was different. But the fireworks was going nuts everywhere in the neighborhood. I'm telling you, it was crazy. I've never seen so many fireworks in our backyard. And that wasn't my backyard, but neighbors over. They were going off everywhere. So people were, I guess, going out there and having a great time. Didn't see anything, any negative news regarding anybody getting burned or house fires, that sort of thing, which is a good thing, because it's almost every year there's always hearing those kind of stories, those dangerous things that may happen. But like I said, folks, I'm taking calls right now, and the phone number is tonight. You guys want to call in to get your complimentary phone reading. It's the area code 202-559-7943. That's 202-559-7943. And again, I will write it down for you, so then you guys will know if you're interested in wanting to call in. I also have a website, Whiteskycloud.com. And if you're interested in wanting to get a full 1 hour reading to make an appointment with me, you're more than welcome to. We'd love to hear from you. Let's see, 793. There we go. Yeah, that's it. And you can just call in, and we'd love to hear from you. So, okay.
We have a call. It's 250 area code.
Okay, we have a caller. 250. Hello, how are you?
Hi, Derrick. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Who am I speaking to?
Stella.
Hi, Stella.
Hi.
Is this Stella George?
It is.
Hey. You're the only Stella I know.
That's a good thing, I guess.
It is a good thing. Yeah. You don't hear that your name often, and like the young ones today, you don't hear that name used anymore often. Like we would hear back in the 1950s, you hear Stella,
I guess you know how old I am then.
Yeah, you're probably no more than 30.
In my mind, yes.
Mm-hmm. So what can I do for you, my dear?
I'm wondering what my year looks like.
2019, your year. Okay, let's see what we do for you here. First of all, your 2019 is going to be a year of children, or I guess we'd say grandchildren. I'm seeing this little boy with you all the time. Does that make any sense?
Nope.
there's a little boy. I'm seeing him around the age of between 6 and 10. So for some reason he'll be around. He's going to be around you a lot this year. Do you
Interesting.
are you a parent?
Yes.
Okay. Are you a grandparent?
No.
Okay. So you haven't got grandkids yet.
Not yet. No.
Okay. Do you have a son?
Yes.
How old is he?
27.
Okay. Does he have children yet?
No.
Okay. Did you lose a child?
Yes.
When did you lose a child?
When my son was 18 months old.
Okay, so
I lost a few.
but this was a boy.
Yeah.
Okay, this little guy here is the one that looks like he's a little boy. I was trying to figure him out if he was actually. But so this is the boy that I'm seeing. So he, in spirit, he looks like he's between the age of 8 and 12. So your son in spirit is watching over you. He's with you all the time. This year he'll be with you, spending more time with you this year. And when they do that, it's because you're going to be dealing with a personal issue at home with a family member or members where you're going to need, that your son's going to be helping you, giving you, I guess you'd say, guidance to keep an eye over you. Okay?
That's almost frightening.
Well, it's not frightening. What it is, it's more of protection. Protection as in someone's going to try to make you feel like it can turn itself into a depressing month or two. So your son is going to try and keep you comforted and protected. In the spirit world, he's making sure that you're well taken care of. But he's also going to give you guidance, and I'll tell you why. Because the guidance is actually you're talking about either changing jobs or wanting to get work. So are you working, yes or no?
No.
Okay. Have you talked about getting work?
No.
Okay.
I'm on medical leave.
Okay. So whatever it is that relates to you, work, or needing to do something for your, like I'm seeing, like if you're on medical leave as in sick, physical sick, or are you medical leave as in you can't do much, like moving around or what?
Yeah.
Okay. I strongly feel that however this turns out, your little guy is going to comfort you. So remind yourself that he's there with you to comfort you, so you're not feeling down. You know, like sometimes you're going to feel like, oh well, you know, life is hard, or you know, you may end up start feeling really down about what you're dealing with. And what this does is your little guy is going to be there to comfort you, to make you feel good, to help you, guide you. He'll come to you in a dream time, by the way, and and you'll hear from him. He'll show himself to you.
I just had a dream, but it was kind of scary, where I was being chased.
Okay.
One of the dogs woke me up. Actually I was in a basement.
Mm-hmm.
The police had a barricade up, and we had to go through, and all of a sudden I was looking at a person that had passed away, like a female.
Okay. So.
And the male's face, when I turned, was right there. Like, he looked kind, but he was almost like I knew he wasn't.
Yeah.
I woke up all afraid.
Well, he's not there to hurt you. What you're doing is you are remote viewing an event that possibly could happen. And so that's why your son is there to give you guidance and to keep an eye on you. So for you not to feel afraid, but you are what you call a remote viewer. Like in your dream time, not everything, not all dreams are crazy dreams. And some could be really nuts. But when it relates to something like this, what you have mentioned, that relates to, it would be someone that you will know that could possibly be in danger, or it could be possibly that could become ill. And there again, it could be what you call a judgment call. And it's something that you will have to be prepared to not allow yourself to get too involved in it, because I'm seeing you remote view it in a way that you feel that you need to protect that person or to be there for that person, but yet don't allow yourself to get judged if you cannot do it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what this is for. Your son in the spirit world is trying to, is helping you. He's going to be there to keep an eye on you, and also it's okay to communicate with him. By the way, he'd love to hear from you. So if you ever want to make contact with him, just sit down, take a piece of paper, and a lot of our viewers that are in Facebook Live and our listeners here in L&M Radio Network, if you guys are actually interested in wanting to learn something about making contact with loved ones, take a piece of paper out and write their name down, and then just start talking to them and allow those thoughts coming through, and just ask them, how are you doing on the other side, and what are you doing? And then they start communicating with you. Let those thoughts come through and write them down. The more you do the automatic writing, the better you become, the better you get, that it becomes a very common thing, and you enjoy yourself doing it, and you don't feel like you're out of sort, but it makes you feel like, oh, this is cool. And then sometimes people will say, am I imagining this? Is this what I want to write down, or is this what and that's what it is. That's what the imagination, the image of a thought is coming through, because they themselves are trying to contact through to us, and that's what I always felt was important. So, and I do a lot of automatic writing, and this is how I don't use tarot cards, I don't use any other type of tools. This is how I do my work. I write things down, and that's how I get my visions, because I'm just sort of like doodling, and then when I write this down, then I get the visions, because that's how it brings forth to me. Many years ago, I was a tarot card reader. I learned about using tarot cards. Actually, my cards were not really tarot. They were a type of card, but they were an indigenous set of cards that I call the White Eagle Medicine Wheel. It was made by the photographs, and the editorial of the beautiful work was written by a fellow by the name of Juana Nietzsche. It means in his language, he was needed by the people. And I used his deck of cards as part of my work. And it was really nice to use, because to me, I understand all the symbolisms of it. And if anybody ever actually want to try those decks, they're really good. They're called the White Eagle Medicine Wheel. And you have fun with it. You don't have to read the book to learn something from it. You can actually just study each card, and it gives you an idea of what it means to you. And as you're laying the cards down, whenever you're giving somebody a read, you're showing the guidance of what their daily life is all about. But the one day I was at a lady friend of mine's place, her business. I was working her name was Debbie Haler, wonderful medium as well. And many years ago, I worked at her store. She wanted me to work for her, and I would do walk-ins. So she already had her clients that were set up coming in, that she'd already had booked. And so she asked me if I can come in to do the walk-ins. So I was taking care of all her walk-ins for her. And at the time, I had my deck of cards sitting on the table, and normally would do the reading. But Spirit one morning just said to me, "No, put the cards away. You're going to do a writing." And I thought, really? Okay. So I put the cards away, and I started doing writing. Not even the person even asked me a question about anything. All they said was, anything for me to write. So I just wrote it all down, and then within about 5 minutes, I gave them everything I wrote down on the piece of paper. That was it. But they knew exactly before the question was even asked. I just gave it to them. For some reason, that's what it was. We learn to trust our guidance and trust the path that we're on. So where Stella can do, my dear, you can do the same thing for yourself. You can actually trust your guidance of your future, but don't be afraid of your dreams. None of your dreams will ever harm you, but they're there to show you what you can do for your future.
Mm-hmm. But I dreamt of a baby boy and girl being abandoned the night before.
Yeah.
And then I was woken up when I was holding the baby boy.
Okay. Do you feel guilty that you lost your son?
Yes.
Do you believe your heart that this little baby boy was yours that you were holding in your dream?
I believe so now.
So those two children that you lost in your life, those are your kids. They weren't abandoned, but you made yourself feel that you did abandon them, but you need to not let yourself feel guilty that you have. Do you understand?
Yes.
And I'll tell you why. They weren't ready to be born. They decided not to be born. They wanted to stay. All they wanted to experience is how much love that you would have loved to have had them and raised them, but they weren't ready. Not was because of you. They weren't ready to see the rest of the world. So every child has a karma to deal with in their personal life. They've been back here before, many, many times before, but your children prefer to stay with you.
That's awesome.
Okay, so that's something that you need to work on by not allowing yourself to feel guilty that you did not abandon them, and to forgive yourself, because those children still love you no matter what. We are born from the spirit world, we go back to the spirit world, and that's how it works. So if anybody out there says, oh, to be afraid of death, I'm not afraid of death. If it's my time, it's my time, but I already know how long I'm supposed to be here, and I intend to be 100. That's my challenge.
That's cool.
Yep. I want to be here for a
I
long
don't
time.
feel so stressed. I was out of sorts for a few weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And just to let one of our viewers know, I'm here in British Columbia, and if they want to call in the number, it's area code for that number. It's area code 202-559-7943. That's 202-559-7943. If you want to call in to get your reading, we'd love to hear from you. Yeah. So I hope I was able to help you, Stella.
You certainly did. Thank you, Derrick.
You're most welcome. You take care of yourself, my dear.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Oh, wow.
What?
Good for you, April. I was reading about April here in the on the Facebook page, and she says, I've been offered to be published as we discussed a community outreach to help the lost and hurting. Thought I'd share the good news. Good for you. Congratulations to April. Yeah. So we're based out of Washington. Yes, we're out of Washington.
We're in Washington, D.C.
Yeah. They're in Washington, D.C. I do have my own number, 360-566-2875. That's a Vancouver, Washington number, but there's two different kinds of Washingtons. Yeah. So how is your health, my dear?
My health is actually okay. I was just wondering, Derrick, whether I could have a 2019 Love Life Career reading.
What? A love life?
Love, comma, life, comma.
You love life, comma.
Hello?
How about we do the caller first, and then we can come to me?
Okay, we'll do that.
All right.
Caller, are you there?
Yes, I am.
What's your first name?
Bev.
Hi, Bev. How's it going?
Oh, pretty good, I guess. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. So how was your Christmas and New Year's?
Christmas was nice. This year I moved, so I'm a little closer to family. I moved back to where my son lives, and I have one son that lives in Dawson City, so I haven't seen him for a while. I'm hoping to go in the spring, and I'll have another. They have my youngest granddaughter lives in Dawson.
Okay.
She's a year and a half, and she's going to have a brother or sister here pretty soon, and within the next week. So I'll go and see them, and I live in Rocky Mountain House, so my granddaughter and my great-grandson live here, and my other two granddaughters, so it's nice to be closer to family.
Is it snowing out there right
But-
now where you are?
No, it's supposed to be 8 above tomorrow, and it was raining a little bit today, so
Wow.
I hope people are careful on the roads because it freezes overnight, eh? So,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we're friends on Facebook, or I see your posts and maybe you see mine. I get pretty caught
Yeah,
up.
I
in
think I just found yours a few days ago. You asked to be a friend on Facebook, so I really appreciate that. No problem. You said you said you're up in Rocky Mountain House. We used to call it Rotten Monkey House.
Oh.
Yeah, that's. I traveled through there a lot when I lived in Alberta, so I know that that area. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's quite beautiful. I just moved back here this summer. I left here in 2008, and I was with Métis Nation, and then traveled and came back around to Red Deer, and then just moved back here this last year, and sort of forced early retirement. I had some health issues. But it's not myself. It's not myself I'm concerned about. It's more about my daughter and the relationship with her children. And then I have been really feeling strongly that my late brother has been trying to reach out to me in some way. It's been 10 years, we were very close.
What's his first name, my dear?
His first name is Ron.
Okay. Let me see what I can do for you here. See if Ron is with you right now. Okay, Ron, are you there? Bev wants to talk to you. Okay. The first thing I see with Ron, all I could see is a lot of trees and forest. As if I'm in the bush with Ron. And what did he do for work when he was healthy?
He was a resource officer. He was like a park warden.
That's why I'm seeing a lot of forestry. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was his thing. He taught my granddaughter all about red osier, dogwood, and every tree, every type of tree. Well, if he's in the forest, he's probably at peace. I've just been feeling like, I don't know, I have his fiddle. I haven't picked it up and played it or even touched it, but we lost 10 years ago.
But did you play, do you know how to play the fiddle?
I know how to play the guitar and the keyboard, and I picked it up here. I think it was close around the anniversary of losing him. And I
would really highly advise you to get back into playing the musical instruments, because this is not how Ron would want to see you sad because he's not playing the fiddle. It's almost like saying, grab that instrument, enjoy yourself, and play, because this is what he's trying to encourage you to do, is to, get outside if necessary and get to the bush, or if necessary, just take that guitar and play. And have fun with it. Remember the songs and start to play. He doesn't want you to give up on this stuff. Like, I got to let you know this right now. He's not sad. But you have a tendency of making yourself sad. I know you're reminiscing in the past. Yes, Ron is trying to make contact with you, but he's trying to get you out of your lull, like your heavy shoulders, your burden, and try not to worry yourself sick over your kids, because it's like he's saying, I'm there, I'm with them. He's there, he's watching them too. To bring up your daughter, with her, I'm seeing her. It's almost like she's going through an argument with a boyfriend or husband. Like there's an argument. Things has not been resolved between both her and him right now. So whatever.
Haven't been for years, but she's lost. She's chosen not to have contact with her daughters. your 3 girls. So
But why?
it's been a tough couple of years.
But why is she not wanting to make contact with her daughters?
Well, because she's been self-medicating, I think, and street drugs, and
Okay, so that's the only reason why. Okay, well, she herself has to fix that part. If she thinks she doesn't want to be with her daughters because of she's self-medicating for fear of not wanting to harm them, that I understand. But also, if she wants to be with her spend some time with her daughters, she's going to have to start take care of herself. So whatever she had dealt with in the time of her self-medicating, this has something to do with between her ex and herself that made her decide to do this.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Whatever this man whatever burden he placed upon her, what he said in words, it bothered her terribly, horribly, to the point that that's what she decided to do harm to herself.
He's very controlling and abusive, but she's stuck there.
Yeah, but that's where she's got to learn to come out of it. It's going to take mom sometimes just to say a few words like, you don't need to let that man get to you. You don't have to use these drugs, self-medications to keep you down. She needs to go see a psychologist, not a psychiatrist, a psychologist, to help her come out of her addiction.
Help her work through it all.
Yes. I'm a drug and alcohol counselor, and I can tell you right now, what she's dealing with is emotional and mental abuse. And she allowed it to tear herself down. And the only person that can actually work with her is not a psychiatrist, but a psychologist. And they're the ones that help give her, show her what she needs to do to motivate her personal life and see where she needs to go from here. But again, that'll get her and then she can go to a rehab to do the cleanse, start to take care of herself, in no time. But that's where she has to go see as a psychologist first, and to vent, let go of telling all this, just tell the psychologist anything and everything that's on your mind. And that'll help relieve her emotional issues that she's been hanging on for so many years. This is going to help her a whole lot.
Well, I can encourage her to do that, but the decision is her own, and it's been a long road. It is her own,
but I think if you share that with her, tell her that you spoke to a drug and alcohol counselor, and just say this is what they advised her to do, that share with you. Mm-hmm. Here's how she can fix it. If she wants to, but I'm sure she will if she wants to.
I always want to believe that she can get back on the right track, and I always believe in her.
Yeah.
Try to believe in her.
Yes.
It's hard. Her youngest won't even talk to her on the phone right now, so it's
because of the great length of time she's been away from them. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay. And those children will those children will resent her if the more she hangs on longer and longer and longer, to the point that they'll be not wanting to speak to her at all until she gets clean.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you see, with Ron, there were some similar issues, and I've always sort of felt like I missed my chance to help him. When he was reaching out, I tried to help him a lot during our life. But anyway, I take what you said about him being happy where he is now and wanting me to find some joy in nature. And
in Ron's spirit.
What do you see for me
Ron's spirit. I'm only doing one question, my dear, and that's taking care of your daughter. Okay, this is a one question show. But if you're wanting to get a full reading, you can call me to make an appointment for that 1 hour reading. Just call my number for that one. But one thing I want to say, that Ron has been reaching out to you. He's okay in spirit world. He's doing his darndest to help. Don't feel guilty for what you thought you could not do for your brother. Your brother is happy, and that's what you need to know. Okay? He's not in pain. He's not hurting anymore. In the spirit world, you're not hurting anymore. He let go of all that responsibility. Okay? So it's something that you yourself need to work on you now. It's called me time. You need to heal. Okay?
All right, I'll work on that.
Yes. But get back into being Métis again. Enjoy the comfort of being Métis. Get your guitar out. I went out and got my. I mean, here's what I've been wanting to do since I was a kid growing up. If you see me on Facebook Live, I've got a banjo.
I can't.
Okay.
I can't see you on Facebook because I'm talking to you on my phone.
Down the road, yeah, but you will eventually. I have a banjo. Okay. And
okay.
I have been learning how to play it. Now, how I got it, because an old friend of mine, elderly friend of mine, he's got so much arthritis, his fingers are crooked, and he can't play the banjo anymore. So they all froze up on him, and he gave me the banjo as a gift. And he says, Derrick, you've always wanted, I've been hearing from you so often. You've been talking about one day you can get yourself a banjo. He said, this is yours. Handed it to me. And he says, now I want you to, and if you want it so bad enough, here, now I want you to play. He says, I'll give you a year, so you better be playing it. I'm going,
well,
okay.
I'll phone you back next New Year's Day, and I'll play country waltz for you. Cause
sounds good.
I think my brother will help me play that fiddle.
Yes.
I've played, like I said, I played the guitar before, and I played by ear, and it was a good feeling to pick up his fiddle and try it out a little bit. And
there's not that many. There's not many female fiddlers around.
There's a few.
Old time music. There's not many. But I'm also have another radio show. It's Métis Matters Radio tomorrow night, 5 o'clock Pacific. And Alberta is, I think, 1 extra hour ahead. It's 6 o'clock Alberta time. 1 hour Métis Matters Radio, and I do play old time Métis music as well as talk about the Métis community. So I'm actually on CFRO 100.5 FM, and also when I do my radio show, Métis Matters Radio, L&M Radio Network even picks that up and play and will play the archives through the studios through this station. So, you know, I've been so fortunate to have a lot of support from these guys. They're, you know, Daryl and Katie and Michael, everybody from L&M, a lot of support. So, you know, that's what we always look forward to doing.
Well, that's awesome. Do you have a Facebook page for your Métis Matters Radio?
Yes, I do. All you do is type in Métis Matters Radio 100.5 FM. You'll just type in Métis Matters Radio. You can't miss it.
Okay,
you get to see some of the archives. I actually got some video archives of Facebook Live in the studio.
Well, that's cool. One of the things that I have been doing since 2011 is my Facebook page. It's Métis Family Research. Well, it's not just for Métis people. It's connections right across Canada, First Nations people finding their families, and there's over 10,000 people now. So it's non-political and you know, it's more about sharing.
Do you know what? You know what, Bev? What you can do? Call in the show tomorrow at the station, and we can talk about what you've been doing with your work in the community, the Métis community. Share that with the rest of the world.
Oh, that would be a cool opportunity.
Okay. I always
pretty busy. It's pretty busy, though. I'm the only admin.
Hey, what can I say? That's a good thing. Well, thank you for calling in, my dear.
Yeah, it was nice talking to you. Thank you.
Okay, you take good care of yourself.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye. Isn't that cool?
It is cool.
It's cool. So all of our listeners actually are watching us on Facebook Live. We're doing quite well. We've got a lot of people actually watching us. Thank you for joining us, folks. This is I want to also want to re-acknowledge the L&M Radio Network affiliates. That's High Point Radio, 1620 AM, 100.5 FM up in New Jersey, broadcast in New York, up in Pennsylvania, as well as West Virginia. Also WCET 101.7, Columbia, South Carolina. KOI 1230 in Phoenix, Arizona. KYAH 540 AM. And that's in Utah. It's called Utah's Talk Authority. And and also the KHVH 8:30 a.m. in Honolulu, Hawaii. Aloha. And also thank everybody for joining us here. It's kind of cool when you have affiliates picking you up and they're playing this program, Between Two Worlds Radio, on the L&M Radio Network. And we also have a lot of other great show hosts that have been running through the station, and got some really good shows and a lot of a variety of all kinds of great people that are based out of different areas, all the way from all across the U.S. and Canada. A lot of talk show hosts talk about everything. It's not everything's paranormal, folks. Not everything's psychic. There's a variety of stuff. We talk about everything. In fact, last night there was 4 drunk broads.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I was laughing because it's funny because you don't get mad at me when I said broads. It's the girls that named it. Okay? When I'm old school,
we said 4 drunk milfs.
No, I wouldn't go there.
Inappropriate.
Yeah. I mean,
however, it might have suited the show as well.
Yeah.
So broads is probably a little bit better.
Well, the word broad is actually based in Americanization of calling a woman broad back in the 1940s, 50s, and 60s and 70s, and then that changed after. That's Hollywood. That's all your entertainers. That's what they do. So it's funny. But anyways, the show was great. Listening to the ladies last night, and they had all kinds of people calling in and talking for bringing the New Year's. 6 hours. Holy. There's no way I can handle 6 hours.
No breaks.
No breaks. No commercials. They were the commercial.
No, the next one we're going to do is on Valentine's Day, and that'll be a 4-hour show so far. We'll probably get overtime, I guarantee you it. But yeah, the center of that show will be all about Valentine's Day.
But if you think about it, last night
and Valentine's love and so on and so forth.
If you think about it, last night, my dear, you ladies are talking about different kinds of alcohol and name brands. So you were advertising. You're promoting companies.
Yeah, but we do that without realizing, though.
No, you just go ahead and say it and go like, "Hey, just advertise free advertising. Hey, what are you gonna say? Just call them up. Hey, look what I just did. Free beer."
Please drink responsibly, though.
Yeah, drink responsibly while you're in the studio. One day you may push the wrong button. Yeah.
Hey, I did actually spill my glass of wine, so, you know.
Oh, did you? Oh, my God.
Oh, I did.
Was that your first hour or the 6th hour?
That would be me, 5th hour.
Your 5th hour. Yeah, well, that catches up to you eventually.
It was kind of catching up to me.
Yeah, you don't want to smell of wine on the mixer.
No.
That's a different kind of mixer.
Oh dear.
Yes, folks, we are here. If you want to call in the show at the area code 202-559-7943. I am doing psychic readings as well as doing premonitions and prophecy. I haven't done the prophecy yet. Let's see. Let me talk about this because we're running into 25 more minutes left. There are so many things that I've actually had seen as far as visions are concerned when I've actually had done things. People are asking me what's going to happen if there's going to be a re-election, or if knowingly, is Trump going to be back in as U.S. president? I want to say yes. Trump is not done. It's going to be I would say an easy slide for him to be. Well, not as easy slide, but he's going to be really worried about not being president this second round. But he's going to be president again. I hate to say this, but he will be back. And for another 2 more years on you guys. I'm not sure. Presidents are 2 years or 4 years?
4.
4. Okay. 4 years, one election, another 4 years, next election? Is that how it works? Or just every 2 years?
Isn't there a midterm?
I'm not sure.
I think it's midterm.
Midterm. Okay.
Is it halfway?
Halfway, yeah. So anyways, my prediction is that he's going to make a comeback as being president again. It's going to be really tight on this one. I don't know why I need to say this, but now someone actually wrote to me just yesterday and asked me about what are my thoughts about cannabis and the stock market? Well, I'll tell you right now, folks, cannabis is going to be big in the market. It's gotten bigger now, and it's going to even a lot much bigger. It's going to be one of the highest grossing markets as far as Wall Street's concerned, next to gold. And you know, like myself, I don't agree all the time cannabis being smoked on the streets everywhere. It's getting to be the point where, you know, some people don't like to get the secondhand smoke. Some people have allergies to that. But it is known as a medicine if it's correctly used. But when it starts getting cut and mixed and cut apart and redone, and you know, when they take this out and take that out and saying you can have this and government says you can't have that and da 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 da, so you're not really getting the full potential, the full value of the healing element of what its purpose is. So, but I will say that cannabis is going to be one of the biggest marketing products for the next 5 years, and then it'll begin to slow down after, because it'll be a very common thing that most people will always have when they need it available. It'll be just a secondary item that's just out exposed. So like, you know, I got a joint right here, smoke that, da da da, that's it. But it's just something that most people are like, I remember people making a big deal about it. So it's going to be, it'll be out for a while, for about, again, it'd be gangbusters for the next about 5 years, and then it'll just go for just an average pace. So everybody keeps on looking for something that's bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger to make them lots of money. So I mean, even the government now has come on board, and now they want to invest in it. So cannabis is going to be big, and there's a company called A. I don't know. I'm not sure what the A means. It's almost like I want to have an Aurora, that sort of thing. I feel that this is going to be the biggest marketing industries as far as that name is going to do well for people, as far as if you want to buy stock in it, would be that name, I believe. I don't have no stock. I don't buy stock. I'm not the person that tries to invest in things. My income is what I do right now. So if you're actually interested in wanting to invest in this sort of thing, that's what you can do. Gold is very commonly used, but I do recommend silver just as much, because silver is going to make a change, make a comeback again, just as much as gold. So start collecting some of your items that are silver and gold, real true silver and gold. Now, as far as we're going to this coming year of 2019, again, France. What I've seen there, and I look at the protests and how horrible all these fires have been happening in the streets, and even when I seen the Eiffel Tower looked like it was on fire, it's horrible there. Now, even though the president of the country in France, I'm not going to name his name because I don't know his name well enough, but just the energy of it, he's really done some damage to the population, to the public of France, the community of France, citizens, and basically he's apparently one of the highest taxing presidents in most of the world, and I guess they're taxing it like so crazily, so high that public is trying to fight back, and that's why you have what you call the yellow jackets, yellow vests, that are fighting back against this. But what's happened is it's become overly abused. And there's too many people now pretend to wear the yellow vests, that they're saying they're part of protesters, but they're the ones that actually are what you call the shit disturbers. They're the ones that are doing more damage. They're not actually fixing anything. They just want to burn things. So it's actually gone overboard. It's really, the protest has gone way over exaggeration. So the original protesters that are trying to let the governments know that they don't agree with what's going on, they want to get it fixed, but for some reason there's new people always come on board, and they're the ones that actually are the major problem, and then they say, okay, well, we'll blame all the yellow vests and da-da-da. Now, what's happening here in Canada, we got the same thing happening here. In Canada, we have yellow people, or people wearing yellow vests, and they're doing the same thing here, protesting. But mind you, they're not burning anything, but they also, part of the protest, they don't agree with what's going on in France. And the same thing's happening all across Canada. But the thing is, what I do see here, what I have seen in the vision as far as France is concerned, there's going to be a what you call what I'm seeing is a lot of gunfire, and in France there's going to be a lot of shooting and there could be a lot of deaths, and there's going to be a lot of civilian uprisings. And so I strongly feel that what's going to happen is that the president's going to call for a martial law, and France is going to change. It's going to go through complete change in a matter of I would say within 2 years. But this whole year, it's going to be nothing but protests for the next 6 months. It's going to go through a rest down, then back up again. That's how I'm seeing it. The other part that I want to say is we'll talk about Canada, and our Prime Minister Trudeau. Right now, he's done so many crazy things, and he's wanting to allow ISIS to. He actually is going to allow ISIS to come to our country and become citizens of Canada, and that I don't agree. But we all know that ISIS has something to do with they're part of the United States. They were trained by what I understand, they were trained by the government to create a collective ISIS protest, and I guess it's not that great. They're trying to make it bigger than what it is. But these ISIS people now, I don't know why our Prime Minister is even bringing in ISIS whatsoever. I have no idea why he's allowing all this to happen. I mean, these are people that actually have been assassinating people from all across the world, but and the ISIS takes, saying they say, well, we're the ones that did it, da, da, da. Next thing you know, our Prime Minister is saying he's going to allow them to come to Canada, become Canadian citizens. I don't agree. But what happens after that? I got a feeling that with that, I don't think they're going to come here. I strongly feel that that's going to be kiboshed in Parliament. And there's going to be a great amount of people that are going to tell Trudeau, no, you can't do that. That's wrong. And he's going to try to see if he's going to be like another Trump. I can do whatever I want, or I'm going to prorogue the government. And it ain't going to happen, because there's a difference between proroguing a government as in an election, or proroguing as in creating a war, or going into a war. Or if you want to, like, our country was supposed to be protecting, our citizens of Canada against, other countries that ISIS is supposed to be, so to be, like, it's hard. I mean, I don't like to get involved in all that stuff, but the thing is that I have to be observer. I can't get immersed so deeply into the point that you want to hate people. You want to find out what's going to happen next, and are there any people out there that actually can fix this? Who are responsible to fixing this? Why are our countries fighting so much, and so much racism? Now we've got more racism now than ever before. It's going absolutely ballistic everywhere across the United States and Canada. And why is Canada picking up what's left off, residual racism from the United States? Because Trump started racism. Whatever he had done, whatever he got involved in, that's what caused the racism, and people follow through with it. So even though there's supposed to be bylaws, if you are causing racism, that you're supposed to be arrested or supposed to be scolded, don't do it again, da da da. But more people getting away with it. For some reason, it's going back into the 1950s and 40s again. What color skin you are, religion you are. But here's the crazy part: it's going to change again. Racism is going to be eliminated. It will be abolished. It will come to the point where you're not going to be, it's very similar to, you can't. There are so many people that become so sensitive of so many things, so many categories in our future, that they're thinking, okay, well, once racism starts, what else is next? Well, racism is not going to start. It's been around for a long, long time. Racism has been here for so many thousands of years. But people in Canada here, we're so apologetic about racism. If we see someone saying, "Oh, well, he's black," "Oh, I'm sorry to say that," "Oh, he's black," I mean to say you're African American. Well, are you American, first of all? Maybe you're African Canadian, but you know what I mean? Like, they're trying to find a way how to feel comfortable to say what we want to call yourself, tanned or brown, or like you're trying to use polite words. And we're trying to be as polite as possible, but sometimes we go overboard, that we become extreme. We don't want to become extreme anymore. We want to be, as Canadians, we're so apologetic. The reason why I'm apologetic, because don't like to cause wars. We're not looking for fights. We're basically peacekeepers. That's the way we were and always have been. My mother always raised me. We're always raised to be peacekeepers and get along with each other. But there are people out there that are trying so hard, trying to rift the world and to, take the light out of it, and then we lose interest in it. So having to make I guess you'd say, premonition. I would say there won't be as much racism in the next couple of years. It will start to fade away, and it'll come back again to being normal. We're back to our old self again. We all get along. We're just trying to find out how we can stop these people from carrying on to be who they are. But there's always going to be people out there going to try and do as much as they can to cause a rift. But anyways, that's some of my predictions that I'm making. And as far as this radio station is concerned, now L&M Radio Network has predictions. I have a prediction for them, and I mentioned it last night. I will mention it on live. I do see a Studio C. And we have Studio A, Studio B, and I do see a brand new prediction of Studio C. It will be even bigger and more show hosts and more programs. And here's the second part of it, my prediction is. There will be live studios. Live studios. There's going to be a talk about having to have a live studio so people actually can see them in the studio like I am right now as we are talking back and forth, Facebook Live. We're going to try and encourage all of our listeners, and all of our radio talk show hosts to see if they want to Facebook Live out of the studio, the same way as I do it here. And the reason why, because you can take that very same recording, transfer it and install it into YouTube and any other social network, so your listeners and your viewers can actually see what you do. Because anywhere you travel to, folks, you're trying to get as much information out to the public and let them know who you are. I mean, it's information world. That's what we're all about. We are an information world. We become so open about it. I mean, when I was a kid growing up, being in the farm, I wouldn't be listening to all of this. I would have just a transistor radio in the barn while I'm outside listening to country music, and that's me. I mean, the only information that you would hear is on the news, radio, and that's pretty well it. We didn't get all this now. We are very fortunate to have all this internet and social networking info world so great all across the world. I'm very fortunate myself because, to be honest with you, I was not meant to be part of this. When I was 16 years old, I wasn't supposed to live anywhere past 16. I was supposed to pass away. But for some reason, I turned around and I watched this man on TV years ago, who was well known in Canada and in the States. His name was Walter Cronkite. And he talked about the future. And he talked about the space age. And I was insistent wanting to be part of the space age. And I thought, when he talked about seeing that typical car is going to be floating, like levitating off the ground like a plane, I thought, okay, great, like Jetsons. You thought, that's cool. You're thinking, okay, I'm going to do this. I want to stay here, so I don't want to leave this world yet. I was determined to stay. I'm still here, and I don't see any cars levitating off the ground yet. And the only ones that do levitate off the ground is if they actually got in a car accident. Or they just typical Smokey and the Bandit, whatever, that sort of thing. That's levitating off the ground. But, I mean, talking about like a plane. The thing is that there are so many things that I still want to see as far as future. This is our future right here. This is our future. We ourselves today have to learn how to get along. We also need to work together as family, no matter who we are. I have a new family I've adopted. I got Katie and Daryl here, and and this station's doing so well. These guys are kicking butt, taking names. They're doing very, very well. And this station's going to do even better, way better. And I know very well there are some people that actually got some readings from me last week, and I will share that information later on down the road. But there's people that are interested in me. They're interested in me coming to across the border in the United States to do some of my mediumship presentations. So I'm looking forward to see if I can do that across the border. Plus, I also have my own paranormal team I work with. We're called the Haunted Crew of Canada. Mike Morin, and there's Blair, and there's Jay, and Jeff, you know, and myself, and we're called the Haunted Crew of Canada, and we're working on doing our TV series here in Canada, here in British Columbia. So we're working on getting that done, and we got the guys that are supportively helping us out to doing this, professionals that have been doing movies. So we're out there this year. This 2019 is going to be the busiest year. I guess again we'll say the busiest year for all of us being involved in paranormal. So I'm looking forward to being part of this. I am, you know, like we do have our equipment, our paranormal equipment, but also again with technology and mediumship, and then, you know, that's what helps us get where we are, and we're going to look forward to being part of it. So also, all of you out there, if you guys are interested in wanting to get to get more readings from me, if you want to get the full session, 1 hour session, or even half-hour session, go to my website, whiteskycloud.com, WHITESKYCLOUD.com, and give me a call, make an appointment. I do phone readings. I do phone readings all across the world, so it's not something that's old and something new. I'm also doing courses coming up this coming week, and that's of the very first course, and that's happening on in January, and that's every Saturday. So Saturday of the 5th, the 12th, the 19th, and 26th of January, and then the month of February. Again, for 8 weeks, I'm doing psychic medium workshop. And if anybody here or in my region, I guess, if you guys want to learn how to take the course, anybody who's actually a psychic already, and if they want to improve their skills, this is what I do: is I help you to excel in your work and learning not to be afraid of talking to a spirit or ghost, because a lot of people have that fear of talking to ghosts, thinking that, you know, we're going to go, you know, there's a guy going to show up with his head cut off, but like, hey, guess what? Bob's here. He was holding his head in his hand. No, he's not. But you know, we're going to look forward to doing it. Enjoy what you do, and if you knowingly, your life will do better. I mean, everyone, anybody who's ever. I want to thank everybody for calling in. Those who are calling in for readings. But again, next, I'll be here next week as well, and I'm probably interviewing some more people. But I don't know. I haven't made up my mind yet. But I want to thank everybody for being part of the station. I have had a lot of fun talking to you guys, and yeah, I was just reading part here, but someone just sent me a message here. Yeah, if you guys are interested in wanting to get readings, you're more than welcome to call in to call my number. It's now my home number, or my business number as far as getting your reading. It's 604-818-1460, 604-818-1460. You can call that number to make an appointment. Go to my website, whiteskycloud.com. And let's see, anything else on there? Yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to talk to all you guys. So what else is there I'm trying to talk about? I wanted to finish before I forget. Hope you guys had a really great New Year's, and don't be afraid of it. You know, like, most people are worried about what's going to happen next, and Canada is doing good. We're still doing fine. We may have some problems, but we're not so bad. We're not as bad as other countries. You know, and I remember some people telling me, "Oh, if I were you, I wouldn't travel this country. If I were you, I don't travel that country. If I were you, don't travel that country." Going like, where the hell do you want to go? Stay home? Oh, I'll just travel across Canada. Hey, try Nova Scotia. Maybe it could be violent over there. No, I don't think so. It's too peaceful there. I got cousins. So, but yeah, had fun doing this show. Thank you guys for joining me. And if you guys are wanting to be part of our chat room, join us on the L&M Radio chat room. If you go on lnmradio.com, lnmradio.com, which is called Late Night in the Midlands, go to the website And you'll see it'll say Studio 1, Studio 2. You can listen to any of the programs, or if you want to listen to the archives, you can see some of the great archives in there. Listen to some of the shows. Some other shows are really, really good. I enjoy. I got a lot of really great friends and new people that I've met in the industry, and we're all having fun here doing the show. And well, thank you guys for listening to me for the last 2 hours. But I appreciate it. So you guys take care of yourselves. And Katie?
Yes, buddy?
Take me home.
Okie dokie.
Take care, guys.